you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a pretty chatty video because I feel like a lot of people have been wondering about this or asking me about it. And I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit of a backstory as well. So currently I am 37 weeks pregnant, and before all this happened, the backstory is that Jaden, my first son, is an IVF baby, and I went through one transfer, so I had to retrieve my eggs. I did the transfer. It was a frozen embryo transfer, and it was a success. That's how we have Jaden, and he is the best kid ever. Knowing what I went through, I decided that when we were trying for our second, it wasn't happening as quick as I would like it to happen. Again, I wanted them to be close in age, and it just wasn't happening. So I signed up again for IVF. I did have eggs left, so I did another frozen embryo transfer, but of course you have to prepare your body for it with shots and birth control and all this stuff that I've never been on. And of course you can imagine like the side effects from the meds that you take and the birth control and all of that stuff. And it took again, and we were super excited. And then in December of 2021, I miscarried. And I'm going to try not to get emotional because every time I think about it, it makes me want to cry. It was a really traumatic experience. It happened after I was teaching a class for my team. I'm a hair and makeup artist, and I have a team of girls. So I was teaching a class, and it literally happened after I finished teaching, and I ran to the bathroom. I kind of felt it happening. I kind of also knew the baby wasn't going to make it, and I know that sounds terrible, but at 6 weeks, because when you do IVF, you go in earlier to check the heartbeat and everything, and they said the heartbeat was really weak. So I saw them more often. So that day when I felt the pain, I literally asked one of my artists who has kids, I was like, I'm sorry if this is really personal and you don't have to answer, but I was like, what does it feel like when you're about to miscarry? Have you ever had a miscarriage? And she told me, and I was like, I'm feeling really sharp pains right now. So she's like, relax, sit down. I was standing all day. I was like, no, something's wrong. And that's when I went to the bathroom and it all happened. She was the sweetest, and she took me to the hospital and everything. That's what the IVF doctor told me to do and everything. And let's just say it was very traumatic. I ended up meeting my husband, who was working in the city, and later on ended up having to have a D&C as well. So that was that. In good news, I swear this story gets better. In good news is that this made me realize I don't ever want to do that again. My body was definitely telling me something, it was not ready to carry a baby, it needed to heal, and I knew I didn't want to go through a miscarriage again, even though obviously that's never in my power, to, have it happen or not have it happen. But I knew that I didn't want to go through IVF again. I didn't want to put myself through that. If you guys have ever been through IVF, you guys know you're signing your life away, literally. In these documents that they give you, it's oh, you have then a higher risk of this and da 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 da, and you literally just sign and call it a day because all you want is that baby. So the new year was coming around because it's happened December 7th. My D&C I think happened December 12th or something like that. The new year was coming. Christmas was super miserable. but I knew I wanted to have a change. So I ended up stumbling upon people having a lot of success in getting pregnant naturally after changing their lifestyle and diet. And I was like, okay, like, what is this? So I started learning about it, reading into it, and I literally, how do I put it, turned my whole house upside down. And maybe you don't want to do it this intensely, but I was like, I am going to get pregnant naturally, and this is how I'm going to do it. Like, there's no other way. So these are 5 things that I did to get pregnant naturally, and I hope it gives you guys hope. I do really think that through lifestyle, what we put into our bodies and how we choose to live our lives really affects our health, and I think we can heal through it as well. So that's that. And I wish somebody told me this sooner. Like, if you go to a fertility doctor, they don't look at your diet or lifestyle or anything like that. So I think it is a really big key component in, you know, being able to carry life, which is amazing. So these are my 5 tips for you guys. Number 1 is focus on nourishing your body. And what I mean by this is make sure that you are eating every 3 to 4 hours and focus on foods that are just, I guess, pure in its form. And do the best you can here. I know it can get super expensive and crazy when looking for good quality food, but you want to focus on raw dairy, like grass-fed meats, as well as eggs, oysters, things like that. And this is all inspired by Dr. Ray Peat, who was a thyroid doctor, a specialist, and this is kind of where everybody came up with the name of pro-metabolic. And I feel like it has become like a thing now, but it wasn't when I first started, and now everybody started doing it. But it's how we ate back in the day. And if you guys don't know where to start or need to read about it, Nourishing Traditions is a really great book to start with. And also on my Instagram, I share so many meal ideas for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks that are all pro-metabolic and really focus on these foods. Because yes, there are certain things that you shouldn't eat, and I don't want to call it a diet, but it's just about knowing how it affects your body and what it's doing for you, and knowing like what you're putting in. So really focus on nourishing your body, balancing your meals with a protein, carb, and a fat, making sure you're getting in enough calories as well. I realized I wasn't eating enough calories. I think majority of women eat like 1,000 to 1,500. It's too little. I ended up eating about like 3,000 calories. And can I just say, during this pregnancy, even though I've eaten more, I have gained less weight than I did with Jaden. And I don't understand why. It doesn't make sense to me. But you need those calories, the carbs, the proteins, the fat, all for energy for your body. You know, like the idea of feeling hangry? It is a thing. We don't want to feel that way. So make sure you are putting good things into your body to support your thyroid. All these foods support your thyroid and your metabolic function, and all of that is connected to everything inside of you as well, all of the systems in your body. So if you guys want to dive deeper into that, I really encourage you to do so. The second thing that I did was I slowed down and I learned how to be more present. Yes, I share with you guys a lot on social media. I post pretty much every day as well. But I know when to put my phone down. I know when to, go read a book, do something for myself, to slow down, enjoy the everyday life as well. I feel like a lot of people hate cooking or baking or washing dishes or whatever it may be. But if you look at it differently, wow, I need to wash the dishes now. This sucks. Think of it this way. I got to feed my family a nourishing meal today, and I'm so thankful for that. And I can see that they loved what I made by all the empty dishes that I have to clean now. It's like your mentality can completely change the way you feel, which I think a lot of us need to work on as well. We're always living in this like hustle, in a stressful state, in the same boring, I guess, everyday life that people don't find joy in. So look at it in a completely different way and try to slow down, be present, and enjoy the moments you have with people you love. Time goes by so fast. I say this all the time. Like, I can't even believe Jaden is over 2.5 years old and we're having the next baby in like 3 weeks. It is crazy how time flies by, and I think it's a privilege to spend time with those that you love as well, because you never know how long they might be here on this earth or how long you may be here as well. Number 3 is I was determined. There was no other way that I was going to get pregnant. Like, I needed to find a way, and I needed to heal my body because, again, like I said, it wasn't ready. And I know that's kind of like hard to hear sometimes. It was for me. I didn't understand why this was happening to me. And again, when you go through anything in life, you never understand why it's happening, right? Because it's hard. You feel all these emotions, and it's okay to feel all those emotions, but I knew that I couldn't do the IVF again. I couldn't do the meds. I knew that it just would have made things worse for me in healing my body as well. And I'm not saying if that's your choice or your route that you're going for, it's a bad one. I totally get it if you choose to do it, especially as a mom or someone who wants to have a baby or is struggling with infertility. My heart goes out to you, but I do think that there's deeper issues sometimes that can help you, you know. And I think this all has to do with, like, I guess quick fixes sometimes as well. We all want a quick fix, and we don't look at the root cause, and there's always a root cause for everything, and everything is connected inside. And it's not just like healing the one symptom, which I think conventional medicine has gotten to as well. So it's up to you how you want to do things, but I knew that I needed to find a different way, and I did. So the 4th thing that I did was I got rid of all processed food. I literally went into our pantry. I got rid of all the snacks and everything that had just terrible ingredients in it. I'm talking about like guar gum, carob bean, whatever, carob gum, I don't even know half of them, sunflower lecithin, probably saying half of this stuff wrong. Anything with like sunflower oils or palm kernel oil or just anything that had more than like 5 ingredients, honestly, I threw it out. I didn't care. I just threw it out. I was like, my son is not eating this. I'm not eating this. If John wants to eat this, he can have it, but it's not going to be in my sight. And we've honestly come such a long way. We all look at ingredients now. Even John, like, he won't eat anything that has specific ingredients in it, and I think that's amazing. And not even with processed food, I also got rid of things that had a lot of ingredients in our, like, hygiene, in our skincare, in our shower products, in my makeup. I really just made everything simple, to put it that way. I don't think people realize, like, even though it, like a chip might say organic quinoa, I don't know, crackers, like, they are sometimes cooked in like the worst oil. Like, the last ingredient is quinoa, and it's like, is this even quinoa? Like, what am I eating, you know? Just think about it that way. Even like Cheerios, just look at Cheerios. The amount of ingredients in Cheerios that we even like feed to our kids is just like mind-blowing to me. If you guys want like a good brand for cereal, it's called Lovebird. It's literally like 4 ingredients. It is just crazy why we have added so much junk into our food, and then we wonder why we're sick or why it's affecting us in a bad way, or, why these things are happening. And I just feel like we've gone so far away from our roots, and we just need to get back to it. So no processed food and no PUFAs, so polyunsaturated fats. So think of your your sunflower oils, your vegetable oils, olive oil in moderation, avocado oil also in moderation, but focus on saturated fats. So your butters, your tallow, your lard, as well as your coconut oil. And I know it goes against everything you've probably ever thought of, like, oh my God, that is so bad for me, I'm gonna have a heart attack or high cholesterol or whatever. But butter, for example, has vitamins A, D, E, and K, and it is one of the best sources for it, so why don't we eat it? And I'm not talking about like margarine or I can't believe it's not butter type thing. That is such crap. Look at the ingredients, like what is it even? Obviously you want to get like grass-fed, pasture-raised, all this stuff, grass-finished, and yes, it is costly, and do the best you can with it. I'm not saying that you have to go full on out, but focus on little things at a time and maybe cut down spending on something else. If your health matters to you, then I think it's possible to do, because if you really think about it, at the end of the day, like, our health is so important. We can either live super long or we can have other problems, right? We'll spend money trying to fix those problems as well. So where do you want to spend your money? That's pretty much it. And the last thing I want to say is just focus on better ingredients, real food. When I say better ingredients, think about just simple things like eat a sweet potato with butter versus eating sweet potato chips that are, fried in palm oil. And if you think about, for example, milk, instead of getting milk like oat milk or almond milk that has all this junk in it, plus who knows if it's really, almonds in it. Like, honestly, like what kind of almonds? Were they soaked beforehand so they made it easier to digest? Like, what is it? So instead of almond or oat milk, pick whole milk, just real whole milk. If you can get it from a farm, even better. But when you look at even whole milk, don't get the ones that are like fortified with vitamin D and have other things in it. Just get simple whole milk, okay? And if you can go even further, get one that's unpasteurized and unhomogenized. Get raw milk. It's better for you, and it has all the vitamins and minerals that you need, because when we pasteurize it and do all the stuff that has been done to our milk, that's when people can't tolerate it, and that's also where we lose all the nutrients and the benefits from it. So what are we doing, So look at better ingredients. Think of simplicity. Like, just if it has a few ingredients, it's awesome. If they're good ingredients, amazing. Just focus on the actual food versus all this stuff you see in the store. And I know sometimes it's convenient, but it's so simple to make a sweet potato, It's so simple to make a piece of meat. And it's so simple to even make coffee with whole milk. Yes, it's okay to drink coffee as well. I'm drinking one right now. And it's so good. And it has egg yolk in it and heavy cream and just real milk in here. And it is so good. I've realized eating this way in general, I have enjoyed food so much more. I've fallen in love with sourdough. I've fallen in love with just eating carbs that are good for you, focusing on root vegetables, and focusing on making sure my food is easier to digest. So like soaking my grains, my oatmeal, and things like that, and just eliminating things that didn't make me feel good. And I've never been healthier, honestly. I look at this pregnancy and it's been so easy, and I've been feeling pretty good, besides like me being out of breath and large right now and ready to go. But it's been wonderful, and it has been life-changing, and I hope that you guys find some, I don't know, inspiration from here, or maybe it sparks you to look further into your own health or read about it as well. And again, this is all inspired by Dr. Ray Peat, as well as it's called Pro-Metabolic if you want to look into it. And I wish you guys the best of luck. It is totally possible, I think, to get naturally pregnant, and you really need to focus on your health internally, what you put in your body, what you put on your body, and what you put in your head. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope to see you guys in the next one as well. And I'm still going to be nesting away and doing things because I still need to prepare my hospital bag. So next time you probably see me, well, a few more videos, I'll probably have another baby, and I'm super excited. And again, if you guys did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel as well. It is completely free. You're just going to be updated on all the stuff that I share here. And if you guys don't want to wait for YouTube videos and have Instagram, I'm always on Instagram, and I share so much information there as well. Reels, pictures, just info, things that I eat. So if you guys want to check out my Instagram, it is right here as well. And that's pretty much it. Take care, guys, and see you guys soon. Bye.